Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Kev. So, I've had a question on my YouTube channel from Lindsay Haywood on the video about strumming perfect upstrokes. Lindsay asks an excellent question, so I thought I'd do a very quick response rather than type a long comment. I don't think YouTube is great for long comments. So, here's my response. Lindsay asks, their guitar teacher teaches strumming from the elbow. Okay, elbow and virtually no wrist. I teach strumming from the wrist. So that's answers the question. How do I feel about the elbow only technique? I don't think it's good technique, and I don't think that people should be taught that. Your guitar teacher isn't going to like that. I realize that. First, let me say, I don't think anybody is obliged to learn techniques that they will never use. I think wherever you are on your path on the guitar, wherever you want to go, is absolutely fine. It's all fine. It's all great. As Steve Vai says, it's intensely phenomenal. You're playing the guitar. It's all good. We don't care. But as a guitar teacher, I won't teach you a technique that I think is restrictive, that will not help people further down the line if they want to go into certain styles of music. If there's one technique that can do everything, I think that should be taught. And for me, that's wrist only. Not wrist only, but most of the motion comes from a loose, relaxed wrist. The problem I have with elbow only technique is this. Where we touch the guitar strings is a long way from the elbow. That means that a small amount of motion at the elbow produces a large amount of motion over here. And we have the full weight of the arm and hand to deal with, and that produces inertia. That's resistance to changing direction. That means it makes it very difficult to change the direction or speed of our hand very quickly. Okay? That means that fast 16th note strumming or I'm going to try that again. Fast 16th note strumming or 32nd note strumming becomes impossible if you strum only from the elbow. And that's going to be restrictive. That means that there are certain styles of music you're going to have difficulty playing. Okay? If you think of, I think of funk, or think of chic, think of Nile Rodgers. You cannot play like Nile plays if you use only your elbow. You're stuck. Think of Guthrie Govan and his 32nd note strumming. That has to come from a loose wrist. If you try to do that from the elbow, you are totally sunk. You are absolutely lost. It's never going to happen. But teaching people right off the bat to strum from a loose wrist allows them to do everything you could do with an elbow just as well, and gives all that freedom of versatility for later down the line for other advanced styles, you know? So I don't see why any guitar teacher should teach strumming from the elbow. And when new students come to me, if they play from the elbow and have no wrist motion, I immediately get them to start changing. I immediately do that. And as a general rule, I don't try to change people's technique too much unless I think it's necessary, but I do think that's necessary. Practice strumming from a loose, relaxed wrist. Close your eyes. When we close our eyes, we feel better. We hear better. Close your eyes, listen to the sound, listen to how it feels, listen to how your loose, relaxed wrist feels when you're playing. You'll be able to do everything you can do now with the elbow, but you'll be able to do more as well. I think it's worthwhile doing that. Okay? There you go. I hope this answers your question. I hope your guitar teacher isn't too pissed off, but I'm not going to change what I do. I've put thought into this. I've put time into this. And I really honestly think it's the best way to teach everyone for whatever style of music they play. Yes, I have known musicians over the years, good professional musicians with large repertoires. My old buddy Michael Christopher could play any one of 400 songs at any given time, drop of a hat. Not many people can do that. Michael was stiff wrist and elbow all the time. But there were things Michael could not play. Part of the reason he called me up on stage sometimes, because I could do some of the things that he couldn't do. And it allowed him to explore songs that he wouldn't be able to normally perform. Do you need to be able to do fast 32nd note strumming? Nah, not unless it's the music you want to play. Otherwise, you don't need to do it. No. So, if all you are doing is playing your pop, country, folk music, yeah, you may never need to do that. But as I said, I don't see any reason why anybody should be impeded from doing that. when the technique that they can learn that's more versatile allows them to do absolutely everything anyway. Okay? Right. Sorry, I got a little distracted there because I just saw a peregrine falcon flying by my window, and boy, was that beautiful. So I hope I haven't rambled too much at the end of this. Lindsay, thanks again for your question. Everyone, take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. Get your vaccine when you can. Wash your hands, as always, the usual stuff. We know that this is all helpful and useful. And call your moms, because moms deserve a phone call every so often to say, I love you, Mom. Talk to everybody soon. Ciao.